everybody, and welcome to episode 16 of Curse of Strahd Deliverance, the only town. Just come to a quick introduction. I thought I had something to say, but I didn't. Jedi Master, please introduce yourself and yon character.
Yes, I am Jedi Master. I play Lumiere, who is an astronomer in the form of a Circle of Stars druid. She likes to observe things with her own eyes and likes to give people a hard time, basically.
Nice. We like that. Next, Moonosaur, please.
I'm Moon, and I'm playing Ak, the Path of the Totem Warrior, Barbarian, Cobalt!
We like that Ak is now becoming a bit more verbal. I'm assuming that's because of Hawks and his language classes. So that's about you.
Just respect my best friend.
I said Hawk and his. So it's about you and Hawk and you.
Gotcha.
Next we have Josh.
Not care misgendering people.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
Jeez, sort that shit out. Hi, I'm Josh. I'll be playing Literal, who is a College of Spirits Bard Satire level 1 undead pact warlock, I think, unless it's undying, which it might be. No, it is undead. Yeah. And I am the resident hippie who could do no wrong.
We like that. Sorry. And lastly, we have starting in the tight end position, Joe Jellyfish.
Hi, my name is Joe, and I will be playing Benedict Solicinus, an Oathbreaker Paladin, because the church, for all its funds, does not fund therapy, so this is what happens. And yeah.
So, previously, upon leaving Reverend Dusk, you began to make your way over to Farbury, traveling throughout the, I guess we could say, countryside. It is a countryside, although who really wants to go through there? However, making your way along with the carriage in order to kill the hag. You were tasked with investigating the town of Farbury to find a hag that's more than likely there, in order to get her heart and re-enchant this carriage here that you currently are within. However, on the road, you guys might have come upon some hard times dealing with the Miss Giant, Miss Zombie Giant, and also dealing with a horse with a lot of sass and a lot of soul. However, on your journey, which was originally supposed to take about a day or so, was significantly shorter. As you made your way into a forest that was quite strange in the lands of Barovia. There was no, usually you're able to sense evil intent. It didn't feel that way. The area was sort of lighter, a bit more divine, even. It definitely put you all on edge. Traversing through the forest, you happened upon a town. And upon arriving at the town, you realized that this town was seemingly untouched by the taint of Barovia. The people were elated to see you. They were happy. They treated you with so nice. And it was this hospitality that kind of drove Ak into a corner, or at least into the clutches of Hawk, and still put everyone a more significant edge. Being inside of the tavern, you began to understand that maybe some things are quite off, because Lumiere brazenly put out there that they do have a hack problem, but none of them seemed to know exactly what she was talking about. And it only got more confusing from there. You saw the people inside of the tavern enjoying odd games, ones where they would stab themselves repeatedly and rejoice upon being stabbed, and quite dangerous games and seem to have like a lack of sensation of pain. Meanwhile, Lithril had decided to go have a bath and a nice little snack. In the bath, you managed to meet one of the village women and had a nice conversation. And when you decided to finally wait for Kusara, who is the mother of the boy in question, you made your way to the bathhouse, where some acts of aggression might have ensued. But then you quickly met the lady of the village, Ilyana. And she, as you saw, that she lives in the, she seems to live or at least work and function inside of the chapel. She had told you no acts of aggression. They are peaceful people, and they wish to remain as such. Poor girl is already injured. But we will begin where we last left off. After everything was said and done, Kusara took you to her house in order to see her child. So that you can maybe ascertain exactly what's going on with the young boy. So, and that is where we'll begin. Benedict's still outside. Where did you go anyway, as you were not allowed in the house?
I mean, he'd definitely stay around the party, so he would probably like wait pathetically outside the house,
Okay.
waiting for them to come back. I imagine it's nice, but it's slightly chilly, so it's not super comfortable.
Actually outside, it's a pretty moderate temperature.
Oh,
It's not that same coldness that Barovia usually has. Those chill fall winds. It's not like that.
so yeah, it's probably just like kicking the dirt around, just like trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
As you're standing outside, you see a few other people from the village, some of them beginning to filter out of the tavern. You see some of them slightly stumbling, but they're going around lighting some of these lanterns on the outside to provide light throughout the town. Give me a perception check.
So that's a solid 11.
Okay. All right. Yeah. While you're outside, you can hear a little bit of shuffling from the house that you're standing in front of. And then something just right off the side of your eye, you catch the side of your eye, you see the chapel doors open. Both of them swing forward as you see Ilyana step out. She turns around and looks into the darkness of the chapel, and it's hard to see inside from where she is. There are no lights on in there. But you can see from where she is and how you're looking at the angle you are, you can see she's speaking to somebody before she throws open her hood and begins to walk away from the chapel. The doors close behind her.
The question is, would Benedict pull a Lithril and go off on his own, not consulting anybody? Or oof. It is interesting, but for now I think I'll stay near the house. I don't want to leave the party. I'm still deeply uncomfortable with this place. I'm not going into the church.
Yeah, no problem.
On my own.
As you kind of just look toward her for a bit, she doesn't make eye contact with you, and she's not walking at any sort of hurried pace. She's just normally just walking. But as you sit there, you just hello, Benedict. Hey, I saw you in the tavern. Why are you waiting outside Kasara's house? Everything okay?
Is, I suppose, I was specifically asked not to join, and well, it is Kasara's son, so I will not argue.
Well, that's definitely. I'm sorry to hear that. Sarah's a very nice lady, and she makes some really good cookies. Um, well, a couple of us are thinking about, having a little fun out in the forest a bit. Do a little hunting. We kind of went overboard when you guys came here, and we, it's good hunting at around this time of night. You don't have to wait out here. You want to come with us? We can show you all the best spots, just in case if you come back.
What kind of creature are you hunting?
Boars.
After dark?
Oh, there's some boars around. It's easy to get. It's a little easy to get rabbits out here too. Yeah, that sort of thing.
I better not leave my party, for it would be it would be a problem, to say the least, for me to speak that far from my comrades.
All right. I don't mean to push you. Just want to make you just showing you the Farbury way. Oh, okay. I guess enjoy your loitering or whatever. Catch you around. He begins to walk away. He's he was a little bit of an older gentleman, not as old as Byron. He still got some graying here and there. Very like a pretty bushy beard, and you still smell a little bit of the alcohol on him. But for the most part, he was pretty with it. However, we flash to the inside. As Kosara kind of steps off to the side, and there we go. As Kosara kind of steps off to the side, says, "Well, this is Ivan." You see the room is basically a regular child's room. It has a nicely carved wooden bed. It's not polished or anything, but it's just very it's expertly crafted. He has his regular he has like some regular like cotton mattress and things like that. However, what is weird about this is that you've already been to Valaki, you've been to Barovia, and judging by how the other people live, this is pretty, I don't want to say high end, but for Barovia, it's pretty high end. The walls themselves are kind of decorated, but you see like it is mostly decorated with like child's drawings. It seems like he's been allowed to draw on the walls here. You can see that on the shelves, there are these small little wooden figures that look like they've been expertly whittled, and you can see that there is a chest of toys and perhaps a doll hanging half out of the chest itself. You can see on the side of the bed that there are plates. That there's a plate on the side with like a little bit of half-eaten soup. You can easily tell that's cold by now, but you can just take a look and you can see that there are rings of possibly like like a tinker being placed in the same place over and over again on the shelf. And you can see as she kind of walks around, she begins to light the lantern so that you can now see his face. Younger boy has like brown hair. It's been slightly kept up a little bit, slightly trimmed, although a bit haphazard, but just to keep it out of his face. His eyes are closed and he's wearing just a normal shirt, which you can see just a normal cotton shirt from beneath the because he's like slightly tucked into the covers. And she after she lights the lanterns, she kind of takes his hand and sits in a seat that you can see It has a lot of give in the seat itself that she's sat there multiple times. But she sits there with her hand touching his.
So I believe last time there were some physical indications of the husband being away, but to confirm, do I also recognize her voice from when I did the clairvoyance thing and heard the conversation about a husband being missing, or is this a different person?
Yes. The voice you heard is hers. It's this, one of the same.
Okay. Well, Lithriel, I don't know exactly how we might go about investigating, but perhaps a few moments to cast detect magic. I might take a couple of minutes to do that, but in the meantime, Miss, perhaps you could tell us what has happened to your husband. He seems to be obviously missing.
Well, Ursuline, he there's every now and again that the men like to go out and do a little hunting, get low in stores, and well, the forests have an abundance of food, deer, boar, and rabbits, that sort of thing, and well, he usually goes with them. It's never dangerous, but he's the only one who didn't come back. A lot of the other men, they had some scratch marks and stuff, but it's not uncommon. Perhaps the deer finally decided to fight for itself, and fight back, or maybe they ran into a buck, or maybe sometimes boars can be aggressive. And so we didn't think anything of it. But when they got back, the men said that Ruslan was taking a little extra time, and that he was on the track for something. The rest of them were already tired. They came back. We're no strangers to them having a drink at the tavern and then going out, just to blow off some steam. And yeah, they said that he said that he had a track on something good, perhaps big game, and that he would catch up with them later. He just never showed. I waited and waited. Night turned to day, and he just never came back.
May I approach your son?
Please.
I'll walk on over to him, and I wanna, because the story we've been given is that he's in a coma because he's his head.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to kind of inspect his head, see if there's any bruising or swelling or anything like that.
Okay, you can give me a perception check. Actually, you can give me investigation because you're looking. But either one is fine. Whatever's higher for you. Yeah, whatever's higher for you.
Persuasion's higher for me.
I said well, not that. You persuade him to tell you what's wrong with him.
Come on, head, tell me.
Come on, little Bruce, show yourself.
It's like it's speaking to me.
There's a 16.
16. For what, investigation or perception? Are you
For perception.
Perception. Yeah. You kind of move down and begin to move some of his hair. And yeah, you could see a bruising on the right side of his head.
We were probably told this, and I probably was just not making a note of it before. Do we know what hags do with said children?
Yeah, you do. So hags, hags are they work a little differently. Each one has their own way of doing things. However, this hag likes to eat their prey while they're asleep.
Hag after my own heart. I'll turn around and because we've told her that there's a high problem, but we've not really gone into more detail about it with them, have we?
Not really. Only only Mira was like, "What about your hag problem?" And then it's like everyone's like, "Ooh."
I'm not even 100% sure Kassar was there at that moment, so.
Right, okay, yeah. So yeah, I'll turn to the people. Um, you might have heard, but there's a hag problem afoot. And this one in particular likes to eat children as they sleep. And with your son being in a coma, he's prime
You
for
see,
her.
as you say that, you see she slightly tenses, and a hag. What is that? I don't. What it? Can you explain to me more what it does or what it is or?
Sure. And I will begin to tell her what a hag does and what it is.
Well, we've never had anything like that. Here.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Uh, you're right. But then why would she be targeting my Ivan?
Well, it's not personal. But he is in a coma, so he's the perfect candidate.
Oh.
Because this one likes to eat them while they sleep, and your boy's asleep for a while.
Should I leave?
It won't help. They'll just track you down, and if you leave the safety of this town, it might be easier to get you on the road. Also, out of character, I don't mean to be this non-helpful. I feel like I'm making this situation worse.
You kind of are. You're making her more afraid. She's more afraid now.
First bad experience that anyone has ever had in town, and you're making it so much worse.
Second bad experience.
You tackled someone. No speaking from you.
Second bad experience. But, yeah.
I'm just sitting there not caring one way or the other while I continue to conduct the detect magic ritual for 10 whole minutes.
Okay. Are you staying within the room itself, or are you moving around? What are you doing?
Well, once it finishes, I want to certainly look at the room and the boy first, and then depending on what I find out, I might spiral out from there. But
okay. As you're kind of focusing, there you get a few pings in this room. One of the pings that you get is as you your eye kind of swivels to the left on the nightstand. It's a nightstand to the left. It's a rustic wooden like nightstand, but as you look real close, you can see hanging from the small little the lantern is a charm. The same charm that Kasara and Ileana, most of the people wear here for the Eternal Tree. You do feel a little sense of divine magic coming off of it. However, give me a perception check. Here, give me with disadvantage here, please.
sure. Let's see. Perception disadvantage. 20 still.
Nice. You get a slight little sense, pinging off the boy. And it's very, very, very faint. But you feel it.
Sorry, go ahead.
But you feel it coming from his stomach.
Is he Bran the Broken?
No.
Did he eat a pastry?
I hate Bran.
Oh my god. I was totally right. It's the leader of this woman. She put the pastries in him to put him to sleep, and now she's gonna feast on him. Boom. Case solved.
Very possible. I will certainly use my action to get schools of magic if I can. Those
Okay.
two things.
Well, for the charm, this is, and truth be told, you probably get it hinted a few times, as you felt it before, and I'll give it to you for the other ones because you never asked, but for this one, off the charm is divination.
Suppose that makes sense. And I guess focusing on the boy's stomach, I have some expectations, but
Oh, you already know what that one is.
yeah, same as before. I believe it was an enchantment, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Enchantment.
Let's see. Well, I know it wasn't really wasn't awful on Literal, but it could be a different effect here. I don't know. I will ask first to Kassar, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously he is unconscious, but to keep him alive, you have been feeding him, yes?
Yes.
And what has he been eating?
Well, in order to keep his strength up, I've been mostly giving him soup, mostly soup, nothing real solid.
So none of the pastries that we have seen around town.
They're his favorites, but no.
Have you
Interesting.
been putting the same thing that is in the pastries in the soup?
No. The pastries are made special. They're a mixture of like berries and such.
Special by who?
Well, we have the cook at the tavern. He's able to make the pastries. If you want to speak to him, possibly. That's mostly where we sell them. Well, make them.
And you've been making the soup yourself?
Yes.
Nothing deliberate to enchant the boy?
No. I have no magical ability.
There's something magical in your boy's stomach. It seems to be enchantment related.
Can you get it out, or?
Well, I may be able to undo the effect, but I wanted to make sure first it was not something you are doing intentionally to help him.
No.
Even so, if I don't know exactly what it does, trying to dispel it could be dangerous. What do you think, Lithril?
You're right that it could be dangerous dispelling it, especially if we don't know what it is and what kind of effect it's having on the boy. For all we know, it could be the only thing keeping him alive.
If you did see a genuine wound, then that could be the reason that he is asleep, and this enchantment could be something else. I mean, if it was a simple matter of thinking that he was asleep for certain by the enchantment alone, I would just attempt to dispel it, but it could be something separate. I don't know, it is a risk.
Is the woman who got angry with Benedict before, she's in the room with us?
No.
I'll just ask the mum then. How come people can't go up to the tree?
Oh, you respect it. It gives us a place to live. Keeps us safe. We shouldn't really sully it with our hands or any sort of things. Worshipping it from afar is enough.
You think touching it would have a negative effect?
I don't know. It's just a form of respect. It's divine in nature. At least whenever we pray to it, we feel. It just feels good. And we just don't want to touch it.
Just because something feels good doesn't mean it is good.
Listen, I don't really know what you're getting at, but my family has been taken care of by this. The entire town has been taken care of by that tree. We should respect that, outsider or not.
I don't know whether to blame the tree, but your family is not being taken very well care of right now. Your husband is missing, and your son is in a coma.
I mean, listen, I understand. I don't expect the tree to get up and go find my husband. But it has helped us have a happy familial life. But it can't stop all bad things from happening. Something will darken our doorstep eventually. This is just my test. This is our test. And she just puts her hand on Ivan and rubs his chest.
And how do you pass this test?
Faith, praying that Ivan will wake up.
Has it worked?
Not yet, but sometimes it doesn't just happen immediately.
How long has your son been in this coma?
It's been a while now, a week or so.
And how long's your husband been missing in the forest?
A bit longer. I've lost count.
This town, this tree, have you all lived here for generations?
You've been here for as long as I can remember.
Was you born here?
Yes?
So the respect towards the tree is something you've been brought up with, is something that's been ingrained in you from as a child, as I'm sure it has with other people.
I don't understand what this line of questioning is supposed to do.
Well, has anyone from the town left the town?
No, only visitors.
Do you get many visitors?
No. Reason why we celebrated your arrival.
Do you not think that's slightly strange?
Are you here to help my son or question my faith and my town?
They might be one and the same. Even positive magics have a cost, especially in a place where it is so rare. We could attempt to dispel whatever charming your son, and potentially, or I don't know what order necessarily to do things in. We can heal, have some restoration magics as well, but it's not exactly clear what is affecting him.
Well, you all are the experts. If you're not comfortable, then I would say don't try it. If you're confident, I'll give you some time alone. She gets up and her face is a bit darker now, but she exits the room.
If I examine the boy and or consult with Lithral's examination of the boy, does it seem like at all possible that paralysis is what's affecting him specifically, in terms of like lesser restoration spell being able to cure paralysis?
I see what you mean. You can give me an Arcana here because you know there's magic afoot. So perhaps that's the line that you're following.
It's 22.
22. This is not a paralysis effect.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think that the restoration is going to be able to do much to him. Perhaps if we try to dispel the charm in his stomach and then something happens to him, well, then perhaps our healing or restoration could do some use, but I don't know. It's I'm not used to making the decision of experimenting with people.
I mean, we're here to deal with the hag, not necessarily the boy. If it comes to it, we could always take the boy out of the town and lure the hag to us. But I doubt that's going to be a very easy thing to accomplish.
No, but you are right. In general, it is fixing the boy, even if it did so, would not really get rid of the hag, and getting rid of the hag doesn't require fixing the boy, so I guess it is not worth the risk. He just needs to be kept. He needs to be kept safe while we investigate, I suppose. Miss, you said, or someone told us, perhaps it was you, your son was playing in the woods and fell, yes?
Wait for a bit. As she comes back around the corner,
Mm-hmm.
Yes. See, like as she says, she's like wringing her hands. Yeah. A couple of local kids. They usually play in the forest, and well, that is when said Johnny fell. Well, Johnny, fuck, what did I say that for? Ivan fell.
Who's Johnny?
I don't know who Johnny is.
Hey, you need a random boy's name, Johnny is it. You just...
Maybe
Yeah,
you
really.
bumped your head too.
I think I did. I've been saying Ivan all day. But when Ivan fell, and when we went out to go get him, head was bleeding profusely.
Was this by any chance in a similar part of the woods to where your husband went missing?
As far as my husband goes, I'm not sure. The men usually go hunting by themselves. And well, we stay here. As for the children, they know not to go too far in, but kids will be kids. Boys will be boys.
Well, perhaps we need to speak to some of the other men who are at least partially with your husband that evening, and also find the location of the fall of your boy. Take a look at these places, see if we can learn anything more.
Okay. That sounds good. See, as she kind of waits a second to see if there's any more questioning before she goes back around the corner.
Just keep him under watch and be sure you can get help in a hurry. If something should come for him, I don't think you should look at this. I know I don't wish to distress you necessarily, but I don't think you should look at this as just a coma that will suddenly stop, perhaps. Something worse could happen. You should be prepared to get help.
Thank you. I will.
I'm assuming we're gonna go get Benedict and go find the men. As we walk there, I'm just gonna make a quick little writing in my book.
Okay. Are you guys exiting?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Lumiere, something catches your eye as you're walking past. You see this bright purple flower. You see as you come around that corner, you can see exactly a little bit where she is. Is like she's like a little kitchen area. And you take a quick look as you see that she's currently it seems like she's chopping vegetables and perhaps getting ready to make Ivan's soup again for the night. But you see this purple flower that seems to be strung across just above like this the window. You can see like from where you are, you can see like the outside. Give me a nature check.
Much less good. 7.
7. Okay. You take a quick little note of it and then you exit. Where you find
Can I
Benedict.
see the flower?
Sure. Give me a would you have been looking that way, or you know what? It's fine. Give me a perception check. I want to see if it catches your eye first.
Fuck no, I don't.
Okay. I know. Ack is too busy clinging to Hawksworth. And you guys exit out. Will you find Benedict?
I do want to go up there and ask her something though.
Oh yeah, sure. Please do.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
You-
Hi.
you have clothing of husband? Something with
Yes.
smell.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. You see she kind of hurries around the corner, and you hear a door open and close before she comes back. And she brings you it's like a slightly dirty, torn shirt. And hands it to you. This is his work shirt. Whenever he helps in the fields or if he does anything around the house, this is what he would wear. Here you go. Hope this helps.
Okay. I bring back. my sniffing. Whoa, you need wash.
Yeah. Oh, I guess when you
What I
return,
bring
I'll do
back?
that. Thank you. Nice. So, with shirt in hand,
Put it away in my bag.
just drove back there. And you rejoin with Benedict on the outside.
So what is the news about the kid?
Well, he does have a bump on the head, but there's also some enchantment magic affecting him, but we're not sure that trying to undo that will actually be good for him, so we think we need to track the hag first.
Would not dispelling the hag's charm lure her out to try and recast it?
I don't know that there's any real proof that it is the hag's charm. There has been many. There have already been other charm effects in this town, and some of them, at least conceivably, positive. So
Well, sort of pacifying the folks here to free other children sounds like, frankly, a twistedly good modus operandi for eating children. So, whether the charms here are positive or not, it does not reflect the intentions behind the charms being cast.
I do actually agree with you. I'm just afraid what will happen if we try to dispel this on the boy, and somehow it makes him worse. We are not in good stead in this town at the moment as it is. But I would reconsider, perhaps.
Okay. I can't really like this. Okay. In other news, I am generally suspicious of any religious authority at this point. I have seen the head priestess talking to the inside of the church, which was completely unlit, which I found unnerving, to say the least. And I still believe that she might be behind this. Do you tell me about the husband going to hunt?
Yeah.
Then I mentioned that Benedict was invited to join the hunt tonight as well, so they are going to hunt again. So we should be on the lookout for that.
Benedict, as you just said yourself, you don't have a good relationship with religion, so maybe us having to investigate the church is maybe just you having a personal moment.
Do you care? It's not the church of your precious morning, Lord.
Okay.
So
And that doesn't mean that you should just assume the worst out of all religions because you've lost yours.
I am not assuming the worst. I am just saying something here is not quite right, and we should look into it. If we see no evidence that something is afoot, then I would gladly admit that I was wrong. Would it be the first time?
Speaking of, could you not boldly attack civilians?
Benedict does not respond to that.
Benedict, I'm talking to you. Could you not attack people, please?
I will not attack any more people in this town without good reason.
And what was the reason you attacked her? Was it a good reason?
Unless you want to be attacked too, that you better not ask.
what, asking about it now? What you will unleash your wrath on me? Is there any control over your anger?
I punch him.
You're gonna punch him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Roll it.
I wish I was kidding when I said that it was a nat 20. Of all checks to get a nat 20.
It's a nat 20.
Yes.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Fuck. What is? I suppose a D4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have anything else.
And since it's a nat 20, this is also going to count as an injury.
I don't mind Benedict. Let's roll having a black eye. So all in all, it's gonna be. Ooh, that was bad. 3 damage.
Okay. 3 damage. Oh no, that might be 3 damage. However, the sudden hit and the swiftness of it doesn't take too much to dislodge a jaw. You, not to mention that your fists are gauntleted. As you shift, you crack Lithril across the chin, and you all hear a loud popping sound. Lithril blood just begins to extrude from your mouth as it hits the pavement. Your knees slightly buckle. It's not the fact that it wasn't that hard. It's more the angle that he hit you. Your vision starts to swim. And as you begin to look up, you feel a little bit of extra weight from the bottom of your mouth. Your jaw is hanging loosely. While your jaw is hanging loosely there, you're silenced. Someone's gonna have to help you reset that. Put that back on.
I think Benedict realizes immediately that he's again. He is spiraling, and he's like, how much how many lay on hands points will I need to
Fix his jaw? No. You need to have a medical
It
history. You need
doesn't work
to set that. And as the commotion happens outside, you hear
I'll cast. Yeah, sorry.
you hear, what the hell's going on out here? You see as Lithil's kind of getting back up, you see a few of the people begin to rush back, including the girl you tackled. She runs over to Lithril and kind of holds his face. And she turns over to you with this fierce look in her eyes. Why would you do this? He's your friend.
Friend is a strong word.
No matter what reason there is, this is not what we do here. I was there when Lady Ileana said it. No acts of violence. That's even against your own. It doesn't matter. She gets up and kind of helps up Lithril. Let me help you set this. Let's try and get you right. Meanwhile, she looks over to the other man who's kind of helping your other arm. A burlier man, and you realize this is the one that was playing that game in the tavern. Lithril you didn't, but everyone else does. And she looks up. She has to know. Yeah. See, as she begins to help you to the tavern with the rest of the people that came out, while the bigger gentleman, you see he begins to head off into the woods. And you four are left there while Lithril is kind of carted off to the tavern to be aided.
What's the matter with you?
It's.
No, he do nothing wrong. Only you.
I think nothing wrong might be a stretch. Literally is a jackass, but if you're going to punch every jackass in Barovary, we're going to have a difficult time.
Don't know. I'm sorry, but I don't know.
I would like to attempt to jump up and slap him in the face.
Sure. Is this
Can I
like
get? Can I?
is this
Can
the
I get
hit?
him for?
Is this well? I have to clarify. Is this a hit, or are you trying to snap him out of his stupor?
Let me see what I roll, and I'll tell you
Okay.
how angry I am. 17 to hit him, but let's see how angry I am. I'm angry. I'm hitting him really fucking hard.
All right, roll. And since he's a little bit, well, Joe, what did you want to do? I mean, sorry, Bennett, you said you wanted to do something. What did you say?
Yeah, can I just give him the hit for free? I don't think Benedict would even attempt to move out of the way. I don't think.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll your damage.
I hit him for max damage 4.
Okay. So as you sit there, you feel it wasn't that 20, so it's not another injury. But yeah, as you're saying there, you just feel another hit to you. As you're kind of forced onto your ass, and you feel like the side of your cheek begin to. Did you hit him in the face, or did you hit him like in the stomach, or what did you hit him?
I attempted to jump up and slap him in the face.
Okay, yeah. So you feel you know that heat, just the handprint, the 3-fingered handprint of Ak across your face. It begins to slightly tingle. It kind of snaps you back out as you see Ak standing above you.
What's wrong with you now? Speak!
I'm sorry. I don't. I didn't. I didn't want to. I didn't want to hurt them. I didn't. I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't want to hurt them.
Control yourself then!
Kira, you're muted.
Oh, there we go. Give me a sanity check with disadvantage and also -8 from it, please.
Oh, it is about fucking time. Let me pull out my worst dice for this one. It's been long overdue. A natural 1.
Okay, that's a crit failure.
-7 twice.
This is a crit failure. -17 from your sanity score.
Math is hard, so give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I am at 53 sanity points.
All right. Okay.
I turn to Hawksworth
Mm-hmm.
and just say, should we check out the woods before we get involved in another arrest or type of situation here?
I believe so, yes. That bigger gentleman did just go off to go warn the lady. So I can only assume that now we're on a bit of a timer. Good job, by the way.
If you can all stop hitting each other, or Lithril is fixed up and you wish to join us, fine, but I have, at the moment, not much patience for trying to continue to fix the relationships in this party. It is not my strength, although I have had to do it in the past. Not today. And I will walk away.
Hawksworth comes up behind you. Ack, you feel a slight tug. Come on, let's go. Unless you want to keep playing with Benedict here.
No, I'm gonna come.
All right.
No, me done.
All right.
Try not to start next time, Ak. I understand it from you a bit, but it is just as much of a problem.
Sorry.
That was a good hit, though. And
I'm gonna give her a fist bump.
if she
I
meets
allow
us-
myself, if you allow it, I would like to take just a single sanity point off again for that remark.
Sure, you can take another one. As you guys begin to walk into the woods, we will flash back over to well, first, Benedict, what are you gonna do now? You've been left alone again in the middle of the town. Your one is injured with a broken jaw inside the tavern, and the other three are now walking off into the forest without you.
Benedict goes to the tavern to apologize to the throne.
Okay. All right. We'll go with the three first, and then we'll flash back that way. As you continue on into the forest, just a little bit past the bathhouse, and you begin to walk in. I'm assuming that Ak is tracking. Lumia, are you trying to do anything else?
Just trying to go to if we had any information about where the kid fell.
Okay.
Trying to sort of try to find that.
Are you looking for it in the ground, or you want to try and talk to somebody to try to ascertain that?
Yeah, I mean, I meant to ask her before, and I was stupid, and I didn't. And
Okay.
the conversation moved on. So
Okay.
if we don't know, we don't know. I'll just let Ak take the lead.
Yeah. I'll tell you, trying to find that, you may probably better off talking to one of the kids, but they're asleep currently.
Sure.
Ak, give me a survival check.
Am I just
Guidance.
looking for anything?
So I'm assuming that you're looking for any type of any sort of disturbances that could have been, it's possibly made by him, but you're also looking for footprints, anything like that. That they were drunk going off, so they may not be as clean.
I also would like to take a whiff of the shirt again
Okay,
before I
great.
start looking.
Okay, great.
And I keep forgetting. I know I said it there. I don't know if anybody heard. I keep forgetting this character has guidance, so take a D4.
Yeah, I heard the guidance.
Okay, cool.
Okay, great.
I don't think guidance is gonna help me. I
Eh.
have advantage for sniffing the shirt.
Okay, well, all right. So, are you looking for the men that went hunting, or are you looking for the husband? What you looking for?
Well, sniffing the shirt was to see if I could pick up the husband's scent at all,
Okay,
but also any disturbances at the same time.
okay.
I wouldn't really need to sniff out footprints.
Yeah, it's not about footprints. But being able to do both would be two separate checks because you're kind of going two different tracks.
I wouldn't
So
mind doing both of them.
okay.
Use-
Okay, so for the smell, just because of how long it's been far removed, you can give me a survival check, but I'll add a bonus onto it because of the shirt. But it's been gone for a while, so trying to ascertain that smell and pick it up from weeks ago, like almost a month ago,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard.
All right. As a 16.
Okay. It's even with a 16, it's still pretty hard. I give you a +3 as well with that. It's still
19.
pretty hard. But you get a faint sense of, you can follow just a general track of where the husband might have been. You're getting a whole bunch of other smells as well, but this one seemed maybe pretty distinct a little bit. And you guys can follow that track. As you're going through the forest, Hawksworth and you guys are relatively close together. It takes you just a little bit of time before you make it to an area where you can see that there are a multitude of disturbances in this place. You see a lot of the shrubbery is like possibly the branches themselves have been broken down slightly. You see they kind of they look like they've been torn. And just Lumiere, also from the corner of your eye, you see that there are a few arrows on the opposite side, a few fletchings that have been like kind of torn off. They're kind of scattered to the ground amongst some of the brush and some of the underbrush here. But your eye also catches something else interesting. Just a little bit further off, a little bit further into the forest, a little deeper off. As you begin to walk through the trees, you see that the trees, that they're slightly, their trunks have like these deep scratches, and they're kind of bent outwards.
Well, there certainly seems to be a place where there's been some action, in particular going off this way. I don't know if we should follow it, Ak. What do you think, Hawk?
Yeah, I mean, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? And she sees, she just kind of like, and like pulls out her pistol. I'm sorry, Ak, you were being a robot. What'd you say?
I don't know if I'm any better.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go that way.
Okay. You see as Hawk gets ready and she kind of pushes Ak forward. You first.
Hey.
Hey, we all have our parts to play, right? She follows closely behind you. As you make it to there's like a bit of like a wall of like thorns in this forest here. You find like a small like a little grove of thorns, I should say. You can see that it's slightly been pulled apart by something with large hands. However long ago it was, you can see that the wall of thorns have begun to kind of congregate again, and you're gonna have to either cut them down or pull them apart to get through.
I'd go to cut them.
Go to cut them. Okay. You're not gonna roll a hit for this. And as you bring the axe down, this should be easy for you. Give me a strength saving throw.
$15.
15. Okay. That's enough. As you go to swing down, you see the vines, the thorns and the vines begin to kind of wrap around your axe. As it tries to pull you into the wall, but you manage to just lower down and pull back against as you rip some of the vines on the way through. You see them begin to reform a bit more. You've cut a bit of it, but the vines themselves, because it's like shrubbery plus the vines as well, the vines have begun to maneuver back into place.
Any other ideas?
See, Hawksworth kind of walks up and looks at it closely as the vine kind of like starts to stretch toward her. She's like, "Ooh, huh. Lumia, you're pretty good with plants. I know you're better with stars, but I think I could take this on the road. But this is a really fascinating plant."
It does seem interesting, but also dangerous.
Yeah.
I cannot speak to it right now. If it is a creature, I can try to burn it away. But if you want to save it somehow, that is not going to be helpful.
I was just making a joke. Hey, if you want to burn it, burn it. I'm fine with that.
Well, I will try to whip up produce flame at it. Technically only targets creatures, so I don't know if I can really target a bush, but
I mean,
if it's a bush that's reaching out at us. I
Yeah.
want to try it.
It's feeling rather aggressive. Sure. You bring the flame up to it, and you see as the vines begin to part slowly away from the flame. They're retreating back from it.
Well, perhaps we don't have to actually damage it at all. It's just staying back from the flame. We can maybe just pass through carefully. And I will try to do that.
Okay. As you move forward, you have to the shrubbery still kind of blocks you. You have to cut down the shrubbery as well to get through. I would assume that Ack and Hawksworth would step forward and help while still trying to maintain rather in a close vicinity to you. You cut through the shrubbery and are able to make it through. You see in the inside here, this is like some sort of weird like it's like a weird clearing. It's pretty small, but as you immediately look in here, you see that there are scratch marks and large prints here. But then you also something else catches your eye, Limerick. You see just a little looks like a black fabric. It's on the ground here.
Yeah, I'll point it out, but also I think go over and take a look at it.
You step over, look down. This is definitely a piece of cloth. As you kind of, I assume you don't touch it with your hand, but you kind of flip it with like a stick or something, or?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Maybe sort of a. Ack, I don't know if you smell anything familiar on this cloth over here.
Give it a sniff.
And you lean down and smell it out. It has this really terrible smell. It smells like rotted, like I guess more like old rotted vegetables. Yeah, it's not a good smell.
No, like death.
Well, not the husband then, or hopefully not. I don't know.
Maybe hag?
It is possible. Do we see anything further around that, like, I don't know, continuing trail or
Okay.
what could have happened to this cloth person?
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Both.
23.
Anything? Okay. What'd you say, Ack?
And can we both? And he rolled a 23, so said never mind.
As you're looking around for more clues or to ascertain exactly what happened, you can see just a bit beyond the cloth, a little bit closer to the to that vine thorn wall. You see in the underbrush here some sort of stain, like liquid stain. It's definitely old, and as you kind of look down, you see that around it there's just a little bit of like a goop of like this black ichor that's just sitting a little bit beneath the underbrush. You kind of gotta take a stick and maneuver it around to get a better look at it. You see it kind of you see it kind of trails off beyond the vine wall, and it's here with that perception check. You also see tinier footprints.
You said tinier? Is that what you said?
Tell you tinier footprints.
Okay.
Not like a child's, but a tinier footprint.
Oh, even little tiny.
Yeah.
I see some footprints over here, but they are very small. Not even for the child we might have been looking for, or at least to find where he had been playing. Still, it is all I see to follow, but strange, certainly. Ack, what do you think?
Have any idea what that could be?
You can give me a nature check here, sure.
Good at those, yeah. Fuck, an 8.
Nothing's really hitting.
Oh, sorry, a 5.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely not.
I need to work on my nature, apparently.
Well, actually, mine's good, but I asked you.
I just don't know why I never changed it to be something good when I should have good nature.
So this is through the brambles again. We'd have to sort of burn and cut our way through again.
Yeah, you'd have to burn and cut your way through it. Oh, and maybe I wasn't clear. It's not this. It's bigger than a child's. It's a smaller footprint, but it's bigger than a child's.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Yeah. That could be where the confusion went in. My bad.
Yeah, I thought they were little itty bitty.
No.
Yeah, I thought they were smaller than a human.
No. They're bigger than a child's, but they're smaller.
Do we see any other ones?
Not from within the brambles. Maybe perhaps a little bit beyond it if you exit out that way in the direction that they were going.
So the thorns, the vines are like grown right over where the footprints go.
Yeah, you can see because when you entered into this clearing, it's like you're kind of like encircled in this place. And judging by the footprint and the depth of it, which I'll get to you, it looks like they might have leapt over it.
Okay.
So and they took like a singular 1 foot leap over the brambles and continued going on. Wherever this is.
So it seems like this thing or person was a good jumper, but not someone controlling the vines, which is what I was concerned about when I see that they're covering the path. Well, we have come this far. I suppose we should keep trying to go. If you're willing to cut these around me, and I'll make the flame and try to advance again, and hope that my companions will protect me with their swords.
Easily. Same way as you entered, you exit through. And as you look down from where you see that there is another splattering, a little bit of splattering of that black ichor, just a little bit beyond. And however, as you look here and you kind of your vision might have been super singular focused, but you all get to see this now as you look back. You see that right beside it, beside these footprints, that there is a larger set of them. And judging by the indentations, you can see that perhaps the toes were clawed. However, in that revelation, I will leave you guys there, and we will maneuver back over to the tavern where, Lithel, you are being taken care of. You see that those that brought you in here have gotten you more food, they've gotten you something hot to drink, and they're currently helping you set your jaw to hopefully fix you up just a bit. And for the help that they're giving you, you can take a long rest from this. As you could feel as they're beginning to as they're helping you, and you can feel some sort of tingling sensation begin to fill your body. As they're giving you food and drink, and give me a perception check.
That's a dirty 20.
Your eye, just off the corner, you see a freshly made pastry. Give me a con save.
The 15.
15. As she's setting your jaw, your hand kind of like weakly raises as you point toward the pastry. She's, oh, sure, I can give you that. She steps over and grabs the pastry and brings it back over to you. She takes a spoonful of it. Now?
Do I get a choice?
I'm just trying to see what you'd say here. That's all.
Well, I can't say much because my jaws are unhinged,
Oh,
and I'm kind of curious as to how I'm eating this without choking.
she'll help you.
Again, so yeah, I can't say anything and can't do much, so
Yeah, she'll take a spoonful of it and slide it down and begin to massage your throat. You feel the inside of you. You feel that you might have been sated by that, but it only made you salivate more, really. And it's at this point in time you hear the door of the tavern open as she kind of looks over your shoulder, and the rest look toward Benedict, who enters into the tavern. What do you want?
I want to apologize.
I'm gonna apologize. Haven't you already done enough?
I try walking up to the throat.
As you try and walk up, one of the men kind of slides over, and attempts to get in your way. It's at this point in time, check. All right. With the continued help and the aid, your jaw is set again, Lithral. And Bennett, you can hear as girl, she looks closely at Lithral and kind of holds his face with a gentle smile. Okay, we don't really have any magic to heal this, but your jaw's set now. So perhaps with some time, it shouldn't be too long for everything to be fine. Yeah. And Benedict, you hear this as well.
I can't. I do have some magic to try and heal the injury.
Her brows like furrow, and she looks to Lithral. Just nod. Yes or no? Do you want him near you?
Why what, sorry?
She just said nod, yes or no. Do you want him near you?
I'll turn around to face Benedict and I'll nod upwards.
Like a what's up? Like a sup?
Okay, for Joe the player, what is the subtext?
That exactly. It's sup.
Sup?
It's catch me outside. How about that? He's not outwardly saying yes, come here, I want to talk to you, but he's definitely not saying don't go away. He's saying he's basically saying I'll hear you out. I want to hear what you have to say, or what you want to do.
Let me roll something for seeing that, she'll Vin, step aside, let them talk. Is the man who had became a partition for you steps aside, and she puts her finger up, and like Lithral, as you turn, you can see her finger kind of like stretch beyond you. Not one step further, right there. Say what you have to say.
I take off my glove to show the tattoo, and I ask of Lithral to give me his hand as well. I connect our hands, and all I say is, I'm sorry. I really am. Then I, as our hands are touching, if you like, I like to expend some of my lay on hands hit points to heal him.
Okay.
How much do I need to help the healing?
We'll talk about like 4 here.
Okay, cool. So I give him. I do the lay on hands, and then I remove my hand, and I just walk out.
As our hands touch, you just see Lithro with a slight smile.
Yeah, Lithro, you're able to talk again. Your jaw is set, and it's back in working condition.
Cool. I will turn to the people who have helped me and thank them for all their aid and for protecting me from Benedict.
She's you say that. Don't worry, you won't be here for much longer anyway.
What do you mean?
He didn't listen. He's violent outbursts twice. The lady won't stand for it.
Or she'll just kick him out.
Yes.
Is there any blood still in my mouth?
A little bit.
Okay, I'll nod to them and turn around to follow Benedict out, and as I do, I'll stick I'll take out my book and take out my quill and dip the tip of my quill in my mouth and start writing in my book.
Okay. And I think it's a good point, and at that time we take a 5. We'll be right back. back. We just came off the back of a heartfelt apology and a little bit of doodling in a book. Literal, you step out and you step out of the tavern and follow Benedict, yeah?
Yes, sirree.
What are you two doing? Where you guys gonna go?
Well, I don't know about Benedict, but I'm staying like maybe 10 foot behind him, something like that. I'm keeping my distance a bit and just following.
Where are you going, Benedict?
I turn to Lithra and say, I think it is best that we join the rest. Do you have any experience horse riding?
No. Do you have a horse?
We could take the horse from the chariot temporarily. I am just not a very well trained rider.
Do you know where they went? What direction?
I saw them heading towards the tree with the horse, but I do not know exactly. I know that they are trying to get on the trail of Kasara's husband.
You're suggesting we catch up to them on horseback?
I sincerely doubt that in this, to say the least, suspicious place, we should split the way we just did. So we better make up for it as quick as we can.
Then lead the way.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the stable where they put our horse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and like unhook him from the chariot. I don't know exactly how this connection works, so let's just say unhook him from the chariot.
Okay, so give me a strict first intelligence check to see if you can ascertain how to do that.
19.
19. Okay, yeah. You look at the mechanisms and the latchings, some of the tightening of the harnesses. You're like, okay, you're able to unhook the horse. Give me an animal handling check to make sure the horse will even listen to you.
That's 20.
Oh shit. Okay, great. It's just something about I guess something about you, or perhaps it's taking pity on you right now. It knows you're going through a hard time. It kind of relents and allows you to take it for a little bit further from the stables. It doesn't have a saddle though. You may have to ride this bareback.
I think we do not have much choice, to be. I kind of try to straddle it and kind of like gesture to Lithral to try and join me on the horse.
I'll hop on up.
Okay. So, get on the horse and begin to trot, canter through town before you make it up to the direction you saw. You saw the rest of the party, Hawksworth, Lumiere, and Ack disappear into in the forest. I'm gonna need a survival check with disadvantage for both of you. You know, you guys aren't trackers. You're not Ack or, you know. You're muted.
17.
17. You're muted, Joe. I mean, Benedict. 10. Okay. You don't recognize it, but Lithra was able to recognize. You can see some fresh prints amongst the underbrush here. Some of the fallen twigs and dirt, and you begin to head off into that way. Navigating the horse through the forest. And I'm assuming you're going at a rather walking pace. Are you trying to canter through? How are you approaching? Because this matters.
No, I think walking pace. It would make no sense to try canter through the woods when
Yeah.
also trying to track the trail.
Yeah. So yeah, as you're moving through a slow pace, going through the forest, give me another survival check as you're trying to just pay attention to the footsteps, to the footprints, and just
Is it a disadvantage again?
yes.
That's 13.
Okay.
Or
Four. Okay. You get to walk through as perhaps they step through a bit more of a higher vegetated area, and you lose track of the footprints. You're effectively lost currently in this forest. Perhaps you got turned around somewhere or something. You can feel that the horse kind of neighs nervously. And I need to animal check in order for you to keep it calm. Muted.
Muted, Joe.
16. Sorry.
16. All right. You hear it kind of just neighing nervously as it kind of snorts, but you pat it on the side and to calm it down. It's at this moment you hear a snapping of branches, twigs. Then it's one loud snap. You hear it sounds like a bigger branch falls and hits the forest floor. The horse bucks again, and it comes to a settle as the forest itself becomes eerily quiet.
Do we know what direction the breaking of the branches came from?
Give me a perception check.
Since I always forget this, I'm going to guidance myself.
Okay.
13 with guidance.
No. There's too many. Like when it happened, it just kind of reverberated throughout the forest, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly where it's coming from. You sit there.
I'm gonna get off the horse.
Okay. You hop down off the horse. Oh yeah?
I was just gonna not like loudly shout,
Mm-hmm.
but raise my voice slightly. Lumiere, Ack, Hogsworth.
That's par for the course. That's par for the course there. But you said you're not yelling though, right?
No, I'm not like screaming. I'm just kind of like raising my voice to see that in the
Vicinity?
like proximity. Yeah.
I'll give this to Lumiere. Give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh, that one's really spinning like crazy. 21.
21. You hear just the faintest sound of Litho's voice. Very faint. Hard to pinpoint the actual direction, but you hear it.
I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, even if something dangerous is here, I will call out at what seems to be a necessary volume to reach the distance that sound came from.
Okay.
The throw!
All right. So, at this point in time, you hear a callback. Since Lumiere said that she screamed loudly, you hear a callback, and at this point in time, you see the faint glint of an eye. I need dex saves from both you and Benedict.
Is it a spell or a magical effect?
It is not.
There's an 18 for me.
18 and 18? Okay, so.
Winning.
Okay, nice. As you see the faint glint of the eye. Benedict, you're on high alert at this time. As you begin to look around as well, you both see it simultaneously. And then from the brush, you see covered in like this black cloak, as if birthed from the shadow of the forest itself, a figure comes charging through the brushes. As it does, Benedict, you first look through, you immediately move to the side. You leap to the side. As Benedict, you feel a sudden impact that doesn't hit you. The impact causes your fight or flight to kick in as you hop off the horse, as the horse is taken through the darkness. You hear one last neigh, a crack, and then the sound of flesh being torn as it tears through the forest.
What exactly did we see?
You don't know. Whatever it was surrounded in a cloak. You can feel like it's do you want to try and take a look around to ascertain? Maybe to try and get a hint?
I'd like to try.
My friend,
All right, give me an investigation check.
you killed my pony friend.
I don't think it's something that I'm gonna just forget. Like, all right, bye, horse. Anyways, where was that sound coming from? 19.
19.
Yeah.
As you begin to look around, and you can hear whatever it was still traversing through the forest as it gets further and further and further away until the sound just completely dissipates. As you look around, you can see that there are these large scratch marks along the trees and the floor, and the forest floor, deep indentations, lacerations, across the forest floor. And you search around and where it exited, you can see just a little bit of fabric that's still left on some out-jutting branches, alongside the warm blood and bit of intestines left from Mount.
I'll go and pick up the cloth.
Okay.
Was it like?
So it's like a basic, just a basic like cloth. It doesn't feel magical of any sort. Doesn't seem to give you any sort of feelings of magic. It just feels like cotton.
I'm assuming that's because it's being ripped. There's no more magical effect on it.
I don't know.
Can neither confirm nor deny. Then I'll kind of like whisper over to Benedict, we need to be careful. And then I'll yell, Lumiere! Ack!
It's at this point in time, during that time, Lumiere, Hawksworth, Ack, you all hear the sudden commotion and the loud breaking and the screaming of the horse as it charging through the forest. And it's just
I'm running towards the sound.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's just you actually able to ascertain the direction. Do you want to go, Lumiere?
Hawksworth. Yeah, I just want to look at Hawksworth and really quickly say, well, at least maybe they found what we were looking for.
She's
Take off.
Yeah, she begins to like head up behind you. So, does it sound like a horse to you?
I guess it did sound like a horse, yeah.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, they brought a horse in here, I guess. Or if there's an evil horse living in the woods, I'm not sure.
That was our way out.
Well, I guess we have to keep these people happy enough to give us another horse, but that's something they've already tried to ruin. Anyway, let's try not to let everyone die.
Yeah. Judging by the sound and and with Ack leading the way, you guys are able to make it back to find Benedict and Lithro. Plus the screaming, and as Lithro screamed out, Lumiere, Hawksworth, and Ack emerged from the brushes.
What is happening?
Well, an unseen creature, in the blink of an eye, attacked a horse that Benedict wanted to bring with us, and dragged it away in one swift motion, killing it, I'm assuming, by the sound of the poor horse. We didn't see what it was. It was cloaked in something.
This! I give him the scrap that I have.
Is it the same as the one that was left, Karen?
Looks like it.
Yeah, that's very possible. Ack.
I'm gonna sniff the one he has.
Smells the same.
Yeah, same, for sure!
Have you found anything other than this piece of cloth?
Footprint!
Just some strange tracks, larger and clawed, and then a bit smaller, and some gooey black substance, but no real information.
Were they both leading the same way?
I think so.
They were.
And not towards here or towards here. Like, I don't know where these two got to on their journey in the woods where they got lost.
Yeah, they kind of got turned around. The footprints you saw were heading a different direction.
Okay. Well, off into the woods a different direction than what we came to find you.
Do you think the creature with the clawed footprints was leading the person with the smaller footprints?
It is hard to say. I mean, they were both walking. It wasn't like one was being dragged or something like that. And I have no idea if it has anything to do with the hag we're after. If it is just something else plaguing this town. I mean, a place this good must have plenty of bad, I guess, is the Barovian logic.
Well, now that we're all grouped up, let's continue in the direction you all was.
It's around this time. It's getting a bit late at night. You're pushing at 11 p.m. now. But with that, Ack is able to make your way back to where the prints are, and continue along the path there. Give me the survival check, Ack, using the Snifforama there.
Guidance.
21.
Plus guidance? Is that plus your guidance?
No.
Okay.
22.
22. Okay. Yeah. You perhaps it's the sudden brace, everything that's going on. You kind of sharpen a bit more, and you begin to follow smells. As you're heading deeper into the forest, you get to these oddly shaped trees. I don't want to say oddly shaped, but they're the way that they're oriented is a little weird. They're kind of like angled and like slightly pushed around. And as you come to this area, you see that now there are a lot of deep scratch marks in the barks of these trees. And as you make it to this area, and all of you begin to kind of like scan and look around, at least those of you who have dark vision, you can see there are a myriad of just scratches in this bark across an almost innumerable amount of trees.
How dark is it exactly? Because
It's
I don't have dark vision and no one has light.
It is the dead of night. All right, now there is a moon,
Right, I'll look at that.
Maybe we go back for a night?
I can give you just a tiny bit of firelight with this, but so I'll produce flame, but it's it's 10-foot bright, 10-foot dim. It's not going to do a lot of good.
Yeah.
We go check on Kid? Then prepare for morning?
I suppose if everyone can't operate in the dark, I'm fine, of course, but
As Hawksworth says, well, if those who need to go back can go back. Lemire, if you want to stay out, I'll stay with you. Same with Dak.
can you see all right out here, Hawksworth?
I have my ways.
Hearing Hawkwood say that, I'm just a slight, not giggle, but just a slight laugh at her saying that.
It's up to you. What you guys want to do?
Blind people, we stay or go?
Out of character, I'm not quite sure how useful this role can be right here, right now. But also, he can't see to get his way back. So like...
I mean, I'm not splitting the party. If people are going back, we're all going back.
I think so too. So last time we split the party, I lost a horse, so I am not keen on doing that.
Ak, you're not good.
I see fun.
Yeah,
But
okay,
perhaps full party when we go.
I guess really the question is what sort of reception will await us if we return to the town right now? Are they going to let us stay in the town overnight and deal with this in the morning?
Only one way find out.
There's one way to not find out, which is to stay and continue tracking this thing now.
I mean, if you guys want to camp out here, you can.
If they kick us out, don't matter. Fuck Kid. We still go for Hack.
That's actually raises a good question. Like, the woods is sort of part of, because like when we came up to this area, it was the wood that we found initially, right? But like, do we get the impression if they kicked us out of the town that they would be kicking us entirely out of this giant forest?
You're not really sure.
Yeah.
Although you do know that they revere the entire forest as part of the Eternal Tree's land, so there's a high chance that they'll probably kick you out of the whole fucking thing.
Right. I don't think they're going to want us to stay in the woods at all if they don't like us in their town.
No care. They no touch tree. They no touch us.
There's no reason why they wouldn't allow us to stay.
Really? No reason, huh?
Most of us haven't done anything to offend them.
That is a point. Hawksurf, she's kind of... He's right. The only person who really is on their shit list is, and she looks over to Benedict.
They let you come after us, I guess. You did not run into trouble?
I think at this point they're intending to let the lady take care of it. Or of me, rather.
I guess I'm not so sure that confronting the lady is actually a terrible thing. You seemed quite suspicious of her, Benedict, and well, I'm suspicious of everyone, so...
Me too.
I mean, again, I am fully aware of my bias here, but she is the leader of the Church of the Tree. As we can see, the tree and the woods. As we can see, the woods are not as friendly as she claims them to be. despite what everybody is saying.
Listen, long as you don't slap her, we go talk to her.
I don't think that's going to be an option. When she finds Benedict again, they're going to kick him out.
Maybe.
There's no baby. That's what the townspeople said. He's attacked one of their people. He then attacked me not long after.
But you know one of their people.
That's just what they said. I don't know if that will be her opinion, but that was certainly theirs.
Technicality was no act of aggression. The target does not matter. If we are to stick to the wording of the lady.
Then don't get mad when I slap him.
That is true. How far outside of the town are we?
Pretty far. Maybe half a mile.
Ah. But I have 1 mile range on clairvoyance.
Okay.
And it just has to be a place that I know or an obvious place. So I should be able to have a I think we'll go with a listen again, although my insight's decent. I could look at people and try to figure out if they're angry. Now let's have I'm gonna try to have a listen again in sort of the, I don't know, like center of town, like in front of the temple or something, and see if I can just hear if there's like, gathering up a posse or something like that.
No, you don't hear anything. It's dead quiet in the town right now.
There's no activity in the town right now. They are not intending to come after us. They are simply quietly waiting for us, or they're already after us. I suppose is one possibility, but there's not. There's no sort of noisy.
Be changed where it's looking at while you're casting it, or did you have to cast it again?
Let's see here. When you cast the spell. Oh no! As your action, you can switch between seeing and hearing. So yeah, I'll take a look again. Thank you, Ak.
Okay.
Moon.
Okay.
I was gonna say we should check on the kid too then.
Well, I can't move it. I can't move the sensor. But
Gotcha.
I can switch and also do the seeing.
All right. You switch it to
see if I see.
You switch it to take a seeing. All you see now in the you just see quiet streets, quiet village. The lanterns are still lit. Some of them barely flickering. It's dead quiet.
Well, seems calm. We might be able to just return to the town, if nothing else. Spend the night, outside at the edge of the town, or just even if no one, if we try not to talk to anyone, we could almost camp in the town, to make it rather than here in the woods. Go in the carriage, perhaps.
Maybe camp next to carriage or on carriage.
Assuming that we encounter no one, yes, I think this is best, not to rouse anyone this evening.
And then we stay together, I think. No separate.
Indeed. That is assuming we can make it back to the town without being attacked, but let us try, yes?
Or, what if we stay by Kid? Because what if Hag come to Kid?
It's certainly a good thought. Maybe we should take a look and see if we think we can do that without getting into further trouble. Once we get back.
I guess we're decided on going back then.
Okay.
So I shall lead us back.
All right.
And I'd like to make marks on the trees as we go by.
Yeah. That's fine. You can go ahead and make the marks of the trees. I'm not gonna have you make. You've already been through the forest. You've made the way here and back. You know the way back. You make the marks on the trees. Before you, it's not too long before you can see the lantern light of the town. And you enter back in, and are you going to Kasara's house? Where are you going?
Obviously you don't have to give us like an entire town layout, but like just arrangement wise, like where the carriage is and her house is there any proximity, any sort of keep an eye on from there?
It's a little hard to keep an eye on it. It's so If I were to give you, imagine just like a large, just like a little circle, a little oblong shape. Kasara's house is like it's like across town, pretty much, where the tavern is where you entered in, and that is where the stables are. The town is but so big, so you can still kind of look out the door and kind of keep an eye on everything. However, the being able to react that fast is still gonna be a little bit, take a little time. However, Kasara's house and like the chapel is like absolute north, pretty much. But Kasara's house is a little bit further from the tavern, and the stables where the carriage is kept.
Probably too far for us to really keep an eye out from.
Like you could look out the window and take a look.
Just not respawn quick.
Yeah, just can't respond quickly.
Well, should we walk towards her house and see if anyone accosts us?
Do we tell her what we find in forest?
If we even speak to her.
True.
Either way, I do not think that telling her what we found in the forest would be of any help, considering how faithful she is to the lady in the tree.
But we have to find her and speak to her first.
Let's just go see if there's any place we can rest and keep an eye on the house with the boy.
Okay.
Is this okay?
I think her was first choice.
Okay. So you don't want to go to Kasara's house. You want to find another place to stay.
Well,
I think she's our best bet, because she's probably the person that likes us the most. And that's pushing it.
yeah, I was kind of I wasn't like looking for another. I was somewhere it's just like, I guess I don't know how much of it, how the town is really, what the town is really like. It's not like there's like we're gonna sleep like homeless people in the park across the street from her house, So I guess if there's nothing opportune, such as the park across the street from her house, then we go to her house and see what she thinks.
Okay. I mean, like, hey, if you want to camp out in the street, find like camp out on the street somewhere, I'm not gonna stop you. But hey, yeah, you can head over to Kasara's house and do you knock on the door? I assume you do.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
door?
I will.
Okay. Knock on the door. It's just a small. Yes. You hear her voice is really shrill. You can see just from the crack in the inside, she has like a little lantern with her, so she can see, and she has like she's wrapped in a blanket, like a quilt. Oh, it's all of you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Of course, this is not the opportune time to be making a late night call to your house. However, we were just in the forest, and there are some frightful creatures in there. We were not sure if it was a hag or not, but we thought it would be best if we came to watch over your boy, at least until morning, to make sure nothing happened to him.
Thank you. Creatures, you say, here, come in. And she opens the door and begins to pull back. As you all begin to enter one by one until we get to Benedict, who she puts her hand up to. Not you.
Excuse me. He here to help. I know he make mistake. I put him in place. Give one more chance.
It's not up to me.
I deal with him if he doesn't listen.
It's not up to me, Ak. I'm sorry.
You want our help? He helps.
Give me a persuasion check.
I'll guidance him.
Okay.
$11.
Mac, I'm sorry. You can't, and it's not. If I could, I would love to look past what he did, but
Then do.
Sarah, I know that I disrespected Barberry as a whole. And I deeply apologize for that. I take out my cards. I hate to make this some sort of a bargain, but I might have an ability to see if and when Ivan will get better. If you let me in, I will attempt to maybe provide you some relief.
you see on her face a bit of fear. First, I need another persuasion check.
I'll guidance him.
She's extremely trepidatious about this.
Guidance is a d4.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, that's 5 total.
No, I can't. You keep your witchcraft to yourself. I'm sorry. The rest of you are fine. Benedict cannot come in here.
No. No.
I'll walk over to her and I'll gently place a hand on her shoulder. Was she there when was she like in the tavern when I was being seen to?
No, she wasn't in the tavern.
Earlier this evening, Benedict injured me very gravely. He dislocated my jaw.
What?
Blood spewing out everywhere. Yes, it was an interesting reaction, I'll say, looking dead in his eyes. And then I'll look to her very softly. But I forgave him because I know deep down he's a better person. If I can do that, just for tonight, I know you can.
He's been set for excommunication. We're not allowed to take him in.
But excommunicate.
Listen, this would not be the first time that I sleep out on the street. It is fine, really.
No, it's not fine. No, people no walk over you.
Please keep your voice down. You see, like, as she says that, she goes up to the window and begins to look out to see if anyone else can hear.
Benedict, you could always go wait in the car.
I suppose. Yes, it really is fine.
You really don't understand anything, huh?
He can stay in the car just for a while. It's a lot more comfortable and a lot safer than sleeping out in the open. There has to be some consequence to his actions.
We're risking our lives.
We can all stay in the car together, and well, I can put a bit of a guard here for at least some of the night. As long as you all promise not to stab me in my sleep, it doesn't have to watch over me.
As you say that, Hawk says, "Don't worry, I'm just gonna stab you while I'm around."
Other than you, right?
Maybe. As you, Lumiere mentions that, Kosara says, if you're gonna stay, in the cart there, here, and she goes into the kitchen. It may be a little cold, but maybe you're hungry. Here's, she'll give you like bowls of soup. It's more like stew actually, that you guys can have here. I assuming you all are magically inclined, you know, you all are anyway. You should have a means to warm this up a bit. So here we go. Thank you for everything that you've done. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more use.
So Benedict's gonna go back to the cart then, yeah?
I think we all might.
We
Alright.
could have Lumiere turn into a horse, drag the cart to Caris's house, Kasar's house, and sleep there. But I do not want to have Lumiere turn into a horse yet again.
Nor do I want
I
to
don't
become
think-
a horse.
I mean, we can't all sleep in the car, right? There's not enough room for all of us.
That's true.
Yeah, it'll be quite the tight fit. You're sleeping on top of each other. I mean, it is a stable. So you know, there's other horses in there.
Considering me and Lumiere are more magically inclined, perhaps we should be the one to stay within proximity of the boy.
This is fine. Can do that. If we're going to split up, it's fine with me.
I do not see any other choice. I cannot force myself into this woman's house, can I?
If we really think that we could park the carriage in front of her house, I don't know. Does it seem like that's something we could do?
Then possibly. I mean, you guys are. You've noticed that they've cheated all of you with, you know, great hospitality. It's pretty much, you could almost do no wrong other than the wrong that you've done. So yeah, possibly you could park it there and move it. I mean, there's enough space for it to, you know, depending on how you move it.
If we move the cart over here to near the house, would it be okay for Benedict to stay out in the cart?
Yeah! He go!
I think that was yes.
Yeah, it was yes, yeah.
Yes.
I believe you said yes. He close.
I see. You know, it is true. I could become the horse and move it over here. It's not the end of the world. Seems
I can help.
a strange use of this ability, but can do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Easy enough. You become the horse. You get all hitched up, and
I'd like
yes.
to be there with him helping.
Yeah. No problem.
And then, what if we go look at the tree while everyone's sleeping?
Well, it's not a terrible idea, Ak, but I was thinking actually if, like so many other things, they might work better after, well, in the morning. I could be able to try to speak to the tree tomorrow.
I mean more someone go touch it while everyone is asleep.
I'm not so sure that touching it is even that great an idea. Just because they don't want us to do it doesn't mean it's a good thing.
Okay.
It seems like one of those things that of all the things we are trying to do while we are together, it should probably be, that should be one of them.
Me think more Benedict go do it. Already fuck up anyways.
That is not a terrible idea for our punishment, but even if we're all together, we can make him be the one to touch it, yes?
I suppose, yes.
That is fair, though. Unlike him, yeah, I do not have much of a parley with trees.
Where the fuck you come from?
I guess if he couldn't go in the house, it's not totally
Yeah.
unreasonable he wouldn't have come along to get the cart with us.
Yeah, I mean, you are pushing his bedroom.
That's right.
Oh yeah, continue.
That's all I wanted to say.
Luther, what are you doing at this point in time?
I'm probably in the house talking to the mum.
Okay. And you see she's sitting in the chair that you saw. It's to the right of that dusty one. And she kind of sits there. She has while you were in there talking, she grabbed herself a little tankard filled it with water. Do you want something to drink?
I'm fine, thank you. It's very sweet of you to offer.
How was your jaw?
Yeah, it's getting there. It's a lot better than it was.
That's good to hear.
So we left him there by himself.
Hey, I'm the one who becomes the horse. I have to go.
I know, I was
Everyone else
coming
is
to help
to
push
your
it.
own.
I was coming to help push with you.
So
fucking did.
suspicious.
So what do you? So go ahead, Benedict.
I imagine Hawksworth is placed there.
No, Hawksworth probably went with Lumiere and you guys. Knack.
Then never mind.
Oh my fucking god.
I didn't come. No, I'm not gonna retcon it. I'm sorry. That would be not fair. That would not be fair.
But Lithro, what do you talk about? What do you say?
It's not you I'm worried about either, Josh.
Nothing specific really. Probably just like general things. How it's been since he's been like this. What it's been like. Have the. Ooh, I guess what a good question would be if the men who her husband went out hunting with the day he went missing, have they spoken to her about it, or have they avoided her, or what's the reception be like?
After it all happened, a few of them came by and and tried to comfort me. Mostly with their wives, and they always let me know that they that they were going to continue looking and helping, and that I should keep my head up and stay strong. They've been really supportive. And it's mostly it. They really are good men.
But did they not tell you what happened?
Other than that, Ruslan said that that he had a good tip, that he knew that there's some special game or something. In terms of he was gonna get a big one at hunting. So I assumed maybe he found a good nesting ground or something.
What animals lurk in the forest? Do you know?
Well, they've always brought back some deer, boar, rabbits, some other type of fowls every now and again. Normal.
And what
Peasant.
of dangerous creatures?
There really hasn't been any.
I'm assuming when Ak went to sniff the cloth that we found, he gave it back after sniffing.
Yeah, you can have one of them. I have two, so you can get that one back.
Yeah, I'll present that and say this came off of a creature that moved unnaturally quickly with we couldn't see what it was, and not just because it was dark.
She takes
And
it.
this was what came off of it.
She takes it and looks at it. You see that she's like vexed.
No way she doesn't smell that shit.
You all right?
Where did you get this? This doesn't make any sense.
What is it?
This is my husband's cloak.
That's troubling.
Is this some kind of game you're playing, or?
No, this isn't a game. This is serious. This is what came off of the creature that took our horse and killed it in the blink of an eye. It was invisible.
See, and why does it smell like that? Oh.
Do I smell it?
Make him some check at disadvantage.
That's a 16.
No, you don't.
What does it smell like?
It smells like rotting vegetables. It's a really terrible smell.
Are you sure it's vegetables?
And
Regardless, there must be death you're smelling.
I don't know what it smells like.
Do you know if there are any... I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm asking you questions that you don't know the answer to, and
No, it's
sure you
okay.
don't want to know the answer to.
It's okay, and she stretched her hand out to hand you the cloth back. Here.
Yeah, I'll take it back. Do you know if there are any creatures in the forest, such as werewolves, things that can turn people?
Werewolves? What the hell? No.
I'm just saying, if your husband went to find a big game, your words, and instead what he found was a creature similar to a werewolf that can turn a person, that would explain why he's gone missing. It would also explain why we found his clothing on this creature.
There's no such thing as werewolves. What are you talking about?
What a fucking bet. I'm just kidding, I'm not saying that to her. But I will raise my, as if I'm wearing a shirt, I'll raise something to reveal the big claw mark on my body from said werewolf.
Let's raise your boobs.
Yeah, exactly.
She.
This is what a werewolf left me the last time I encountered one.
She looks and. Poor thing. Well, maybe that's all a better reason for you to maybe stay here. I don't know where you came from, but that doesn't happen here.
Well, I won't say that because that's unintentionally cruel, but it clearly did happen here. I'll just say, trust me, I wish I could stay here if fate would allow it.
Well, all you gotta do is say yes. Stay.
I'm afraid I can't. Destiny is pulling me in a different direction.
Well, I guess thank you for all you've done.
Please, you don't need to apologize.
Well,
Apologize?
No,
I mean,
she
you
did.
don't need to thank me.
Hey,
She like nods and she drinks the last of her water and puts it on the table, the end table. And if there's nothing else here, you can find any other place to sleep if you want to. If you're going to stay here, just Benedict can't come in. Other than that, I'm feeling pretty tired.
Please, you should rest. We've kept you up long enough. And thank you for taking us in.
She nods and gets up, and you hear the door shortly close behind as she goes into her room.
I'll sit in the chair that the mum sits in next to the boy's bed. And I will await the party.
Okay. And what is everyone else doing? I'm assuming Lumiere has returned back to her. As you, with the help of Ak and yourself, and Hawk sort of kind of making snide comments, from the passenger seat, and assuming either Benedict's there or walking alongside, you're able to park the carriage in front of the Kasara estate or house, and yeah. Now, all you'll have to do really is to determine, as for you to shift back whenever you should do that, and to determine sleeping arrangements.
I think
Yeah,
maybe
that's correct.
since I think maybe since I am going to stay outside, I might take the first shift.
Does that make sense?
I'm gonna sleep at the foot of the kid's bed.
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep in the chair next to the kid's bed.
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep in the living room alone. With Hawks, maybe, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Hawksworth will stay in there with you, but she's going to sleep in a way that she can still keep her, because where you parked it, you can see it from the window, the carriage from the window. She's keep her high out there, and she kind of gives you like a coy little smile, then like drops the hat over her eyes and leans back. Benedict, you said you're keeping the first watch, right? Yeah, give me a perception check.
I'm so good at those, you don't even know. That's a solid 11.
Okay. As you're taking the time to pretty much stay up and look out, what's on your mind currently?
It simply does not know what's going on anymore. Like, I think now that the delusion is crumbling and no longer like justifies in his mind his like aggression. Now that he's so used to it, but realizes that there is no justification for it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a moment to really reflect on this behavior.
Yeah. As you sit in that carriage, staring off into the darkness, you can see the lantern lights still flickering, but they're beginning to die down. The air is cold. You look up and you notice something very interesting. You can see stars. It's clear. Something else catches you. There's no mist here at all. As you inhale and exhale, you expect to see your breath. As I mentioned before, it's a very comfortable climate. And it's suddenly you feel the carriage shake. You hear a dull thud. So are you in the back of the carriage looking over, or are you in the front?
If I'm taking the shift, then I'm in like the passenger seat, kind of just like looking around.
Okay, good.
No, not passenger seat. Like not the driver.
Mm-hmm.
That seat.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But you feel the carriage lower as two dull thuds from the roof of the carriage. You hear them from behind you, just above your head. As you're sitting there. Wow. So as you sit there, the shadow peering over the side, you hear them begin to speak. Well, you've been quite busy. And only in the past few hours, did it feel good? Breaking his jaw?
Not at all.
Hmm. You know, you begin to see exactly what I see, what we are. Hmm. Come on, admit it. Blood after he stabbed you. That rhythmic pop. Splintering of bone. No? Nothing?
I know that I was made for evil. I do not know if it is even my choice to not be evil. But I do know that it doesn't feel good.
Hmm. You know why you're having such a hard time, Benedict? It's because you spent all this time running. You get tired after a while. You spent all your energy trying to deny what you are, instead of accepting it.
All I want to know that is that if she knew all the time, if it didn't just happen, it was always there. Why kick me out? I miss her. I miss them.
Sometimes fate moves us all in mysterious ways. Perhaps you have to go away before you can come home. Find out who you really are. Experience what you're supposed to experience. To really fulfill yourself. Besides, that is what we're all here to do. Every person, every being is born to fully realize their potential, or at least attempt. And Benedict, you have a unique opportunity, and that you have help. I don't mean those meat bags in there. I mean me. Perhaps you should stop trying to look for the answer and just follow. I'll lead you to the right place.
Following at my own pace. That is all I'll say.
Well, that's not a no. And it's that moment you just hear just a whistle of wind. And you feel as if the weight from the back of the carriage just lift up as it moves up by like an extra like 6 to 10 inches. But your watch comes to an end. Lumiere, what are you doing inside the living room?
Well, at some point, sort of sleeping, but I am just sort of totaling up. Like, it's not very precise observations, but still doing some writing down of, like, to compare. like a silly person doing like the pro and con columns. You know what I mean? Like just sort of going like, okay, what is the information that I have? I have some reason to believe that this group of people is important and relevant to getting this mission accomplished, and I have some information in the other column that these people are the very people who would never let this mission be accomplished by derailing it continuously. And yeah, I'm just sort of flailing for another option, I think.
As you sit there and write, you just hear the voice of Hawksworth just, you're thinking too much. You're thinking too hard.
It has gotten me this far.
Yeah, but I can see the wrinkles on your face. You're gonna be 50 before you're 30.
I think in this place, surviving to either of those numbers seems like a good result. No matter how I look.
That's certainly a bright side. So, I believe you've mentioned it before, but where do you come from?
That's a great question. I can't remember where I come from. Do I know where I come from?
Mm-hmm. Do you? You want to make up? You want to make up something really fast? It's up to you.
No. I mean, I didn't
Have you ever
pick
heard
a
of a
place
place called
but-
Paris?
Yeah. Yes, it's on the Sword Coast. It's not so much exactly where I come from as who I come from. My father, who I'm sure I've mentioned, but and my mother was responsible for my elvish blood and took me away for some time to her people's city. And it wasn't for me.
So, you have any siblings?
No, not that I am aware of.
Sounds like a pretty interesting childhood. But grass is always greener, right? Sound like you're not without your own challenges.
Yes, you're right. It always, whatever is going on, it seems that there must be some alternative. That's where my overthinking has led me this evening. But I don't know. My overall, my childhood, as you say, is. I don't think I would want any other version.
Sounds nice. Fortunate you ended up here.
Can you believe I came here quite deliberately, desperate to find a way in?
Yeah. It's admirable being such a dutiful daughter.
That is not duty, though.
What is
It's,
it?
but not in the way that you probably mean it. It is love, certainly, but I just I can't think of the world and what will happen to it going forward without my father in.
Wow. It's beautiful. Yeah. See, she reaches into her coat and pulls out a flask. Drink to that.
What about your sister? Is it duty to her?
Looks down. And she hands over the flask to you. Well, I need a good drinking partner for that.
So be it.
She looks down, smiles. You know, it's a little bit. I guess me and my sister have been through a lot together. I come from I guess you wouldn't call it noble family. We've had a little bit of privilege, you know. Our mother is, I guess you want to call her Empress, or whatever the hell that means in that place. Yeah, look at me, revelations. And look how I turned out. But I've always promised that I would protect my sister. And, well, that's why I'm on my way here. I do love her. That's what you want to call it. But a bit of, I wanted to maybe prove just a bit that I'm worth it.
What do you mean by Empress?
I come from a place different from this. That's a long story, and I'm sorry I don't want to tell it now. But my mother secured power over a particular place. And well, she rules it with an iron fist. And well, I say my mother, but she's not my birth mother. You were adopted by her.
Interesting. But you do care for her? She treated you well like a mother?
At a time, I did. But the more my mom held that power, she became different. Colder. People fear her. But I ran away out of my own fear, leaving my sister behind, but I was sure she'd be fine. She was always my mother's favorite. But I gotta go back. I did wrong. I have to fix that.
What do you think the fix will entail? Taking your sister away from there, or?
I would hope so. I would wanna... It'd be a perfect world if we can sit there and talk it over, have some tea and something else and be fine, but I highly doubt that'll happen with my family. I would hope that my sister would come with me.
Yes, I certainly did not mean any possibility of just a chat, but it was sort of more take your sister away or take the place away from your mother.
Well, that'd certainly be interesting. Maybe. I won't really know until I get there.
I mean, it may seem ridiculous, but well, everyone in this adventure is ultimately after much bigger game than what is in these woods.
Yeah. Ooh. It's good. I gotta save that one. Yeah. She like leans back. Begins to put the hat over her eyes again. Good talk, Lumiere. Try and get some sleep. Don't write for too long.
Yeah, and I will take her advice as long as it's not like someone coming to tell me to do a watch or something like that. Not really.
Not really. No one's really saying anything.
Yeah.
We'll move forward. Lithral, what are you doing before bedtime?
I'm just kind of watching over the boy, thinking about what's happening to him, what kind of fate bestowed over Jack when he was lost in the woods.
Hmm. You scan over the boy. And as you just look over him, you see like slightly his body begins to slightly change. As you look over him, you see all these lacerations on his face. Blood pouring down over his cheek. He's unmoving though. His brown hair gets darker, and as you look him over, you see his body as if it's like drenched in water. You look, you turn your head, and you notice he does look just like Jack. Perhaps this was a forest, particularly like how he got lost. As you blink, Ivan returns to normal. Yeah, nothing else really gained there. At least not yet. Actually, you know what? Give me a perception check.
The 19.
19. Okay. As you look him over intently, something faintly catches your eye, and it's that charm again. And you look it over, and just for a split second, you saw it had like a tint of red on it. And the actual charm itself looked entirely different.
You mean the magic that's in his belly?
No, there is a charm on his end table.
Oh,
yeah.
I will pick up the charm.
All right, you pick the charm up, and you feel the faint sense of magic coming off of it. It's like warm to the touch, slightly. But currently, it still just has the eternal tree in the center, but you could swore that it was red for just a split second.
Is it a charm that would be like put on a necklace or something?
Yes. You know it's the same charm that Kasara wears. And you kind of, as you've been with a lot of the townspeople, all of them wear this.
Then I'll place it on top of his chest.
Okay. Lay it across his chest. You see that perhaps it wasn't like he was tense or anything, but perhaps he's slightly a bit more relaxed. Or you look at him, and as you place it on his chest, you feel his body get a bit colder.
Okay. I will see what happens.
All right. You see his body get colder as you're holding your fingertips now are tingling from this cold. And as you see just like at least below beneath the cover, like his body slightly jerks.
I'm gonna take the charm off of his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Does that stop it?
And you take it off. His body seems to warm up a bit more. Yeah.
I will get up from my chair.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll walk over to Hawksworth.
Okay, you're
and
gonna
kinda,
go.
like,
Okay.
tap her.
Lithro, what's the problem?
Come on, watch this.
What? Okay. She gets up. Lumiere, are you asleep by this time or no?
I think so.
All right. And she Locksworth looks. Should we look up Lumiere?
If you want to.
Yeah, she'll probably want to see this. You feel a sudden tap on your shoulder, Lumiere.
What is it?
Lithro wants to show us something. I don't know exactly what it is.
Okay.
All right. And they follow you.
I'll lead them into the bedroom. And I'll place the charm back on top of the boy's chest.
All right. You see the body slightly jerk again. As you can see, if you're touching the boy, you can feel his body gets cold.
This is very strange. When I was sensing magic on the boy before, I certainly sensed that these charms they have, but it is it's a divination magic. It should be something that perhaps, I don't know, grants information or connection to another place, but temperature, it does not make any sense.
Well, unless his was altered in some way. Everyone in the town seems to wear them.
It was this one on which I first noticed it, though, so it could be altered, certainly, but still, should be something of that sort of magic. I don't know.
I'll take the charm off of the boy before he dies.
Okay, you remove the charm.
Just left it there. Is it attached to string?
Yes, it is.
I'll put it on myself.
Okay. You put it on. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
It's a 7.
7. Okay. So, as Lithro puts on the charm, you see his eyes roll in the back of his head. As you begin to get these visions of the earth, pretty much, this plain, the dirt, worms, you begin to see the decay of animals, all rapid flashes as this charm seems to be pushing into your consciousness, and you fall and hit the floor. Lithro is incapacitated. He's out. You can see on him, starting from his heart, it looks like branches growing up toward his neck. Like it's like a black tattoo beginning to grow.
I would like to cast Dispel Magic on the charm.
What level?
I've only got 3.
Okay. All right. You cast Dispel Magic. Please
10 plus the spell's level.
Yeah, 10 plus the spell level. Please give me a wisdom check, please.
Alright. Is that what it is? Yeah. 18.
18. Okay. So, you cast the spell magic. As you do, you see there is a sudden bright flash of light before is a shattering as the there's like another gust of wind and then a wave from Lithro's body. At that point, you see the charm tears. As it does, you see as it tears, it begins to slightly shift in appearance. And what you see is not a tree in the center, but a red windmill on it.
To try to see if I can rouse Lithril.
All right. Begin to shake Lithril. Lithril does not wake up. He's still breathing, but he's perhaps in some sort of trance or some deepened sleep.
This is unfortunate. But it doesn't, I don't know, all the people in town, they wear these? And speaking to Hawksworth, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And they are not incapacitated like this?
Perhaps whoever's doing this can target them somehow, activate them?
I suppose.
It is at this point in time. Oh, we didn't do.
No, go.
At this point in time, you catch from the glimpse of your eye torchlight passing the front of the house, and you hear, "And the time has come. Benedict, come and face me."
Do I wake up?
Mm-hmm.
First question, do I wake up to this?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I try to wake
Alright.
Ack and run towards the door as well, just for the record.
I never went to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I was talking to you as well as Hawksworth.
Yeah, I never got a chance to get to act. They do a little went crazy. Okay.
I quickly armor up, grab my shotgun, and get off the chariot.
Right. As you run to the front, are you running out of the house?
Yes.
Okay. As you run out of the house, you see basically the entire village is here. And you see Ilyana's in the front. "I told you no acts of aggression. Now it is time for excommunication. You will be carted out of here, never to step foot back."
To be completely fair, you also said that the forest is safe when clearly it is not so. Pardon me if I do not take your words too seriously.
Well, good. You should take them seriously now. She raises her hand. Well, you see as she raises her hand, and in the center is like a diving cage. There is a horse pulled cart with a cage in the center, and there are shackles hanging from the sides. As the horse stops, you see as the man who went to go tell her before, the swollen, the bigger, burlier man, opens the cage. "Benedict, your friends may stay, but you must leave. You are a poison. You must be removed."
I'm gonna go stand in front of Benedict.
Oh. Well, I'm not surprised.
See, here is the thing, lady. Some of us can't help but be poisoned. Some of us are just poison. Some of us are going to stay here because I have some friends who find this poison necessary for some reason.
You still talk too much.
Do you all feel the same way?
At the moment, I am more concerned about the aggressive poison of these charms you all wear that have taken over our other companion. Our most peaceful member is currently incapacitated because of whatever you have going on here.
That might have meant he was chosen. The Eternal Tree will take care of him. Eternal Tree feels that he belongs here. Perhaps he belongs here more than he belongs with you.
You think you don't know what you're talking about?
I want to look at her as carefully as I possibly can, given Benedict's previous suspicions that he's conveyed to me. Certainly also using my lens that it tells me, but just
so
anything I can get out there.
are you looking appearance? Or are you trying to like look at like what are you trying to get here?
I mean, look, I'm trying to justify it in character because we've been suspicious of her the whole fucking time. But well, with the reveal like that the tree is not the tree. I guess what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna watch her as hard as I can for any sign of weirdness.
Okay.
And at the same moment say, I don't think that our friend has been chosen by your windmill.
Okay. That was cute. Give me an insight check.
Can I do one just because I'm going at her?
Sure.
Too?
16.
16.
Only
Okay.
because I'm going at her.
Okay.
12.
12. Okay. You said you're also looking with the lens, correct? Okay.
Yes.
That was very important. So a few things happen here. As you say windmill, you see as it's a very slight flexion, like her eyebrow kind of twitches, a slight twitch. Looking at her through the lens, her face is ghostly. It's a ghostly visage. And with your passive perception, you can see that her fingers slightly move as if she's performing an incantation. As far as you know so far, there's no one else in this village who has magic. And she's windmill. That's an interesting thing to say.
Loom?
Perhaps the madness that has grabbed your Sir Benedict here has also grabbed you. Perhaps you all need to leave. We are peaceful
I'll pull my
people.
axe out.
You pulled your axe?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I haven't swung at anyone. I just have it out.
So a few things happen. That is still considered.
I meant to have it out when we walked out the house, but I forgot to say that.
Okay. So as you do that, you see she slightly steps back, but that's only to let the people surround her. And she looks over. Her eyes flash this bright yellow. No. You definitely don't want to do that.
I just defend myself and friends. I've done nothing yet.
We're not being aggressive. These are the rules.
Really?
You're not willing to follow the rules?
We don't live here.
And you all feel the same way.
Came to help kid.
And you all feel the same way.
If you cannot be more specific or helpful about what has happened to another of my companions now, then I don't see much reason to follow your rules.
And she raised her hand. She snaps her fingers. As that happens, you see as the charms on all of the citizens begin to glow. They all shift from that tree to a red windmill. And you see as they all begin to change. Begin to glow, then their bodies begin to contort and change. They grow longer, their claws growing outwards. As they do, their mouths turn into these snarling maws and spittle that slap across the ground and over the chest as their clothes are ripped, and you stand before a town of werewolves. You see I have a slight smile as she steps behind the man, and she steps behind. You see her face is completely changed. That long black hair is now streaked with gray. Her eyes are this bright yellow. The face is slightly elongated, but as she steps forward, you see that dripping from her is this black ichor that begins to fall around her body. Even her outfit begins to slightly change into this blackened cloak. She grows at least to 8 to 9 feet in height. Her arms become very shrinky and gangly as these odd decrepit nails begin to protrude from her fingertips, and her eyes are bright yellow in that darkness. Well, it seems I'll have more to take back to Mother.
Is this a werewolf too, or is...
No, that's the hack. And that...
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, and that is where we'll end for today.
Told you guys it was her.
No one argued with you.
Yeah, and that is where we'll end. And we'll do MVPs. Jedi Master.
Damn it, there was something Axe said at one point that I was going to make my thing, and I forgot what he said. I'll just make it Axe saying more stuff.
Was it the... it smell bad!
I don't think it was. Damn it, I'll have to rewatch the whole thing and think about it again. But, I think I just like Ack yelling at people, and I did not like Ack punching Benedict, but overall, the whole sort of like, I'm punching you, but also like I'm the only one who's gonna absolutely hardcore defend you continuously, and that sort of like you're my pack thing. It was very interesting.
When I know Motosaur, what is your MVP?
Originally, I had something that wasn't me, but then I said the fucking, let's make Benedict touch the fucking tree. He already fucked up enough.
That was fun. That was funny. I think the lessons from Hawksworth is rubbing off on Ack because he's beginning to talk more, which is really great. Yeah, it's really great. Really fun. And you're also teaching her, which is great. Which she'll use in the future, by the way.
I hope you like that. I still have broken language, but I talk in complete sentences half the time.
You know, I love it. I love the whole. Wait, Dan, what did you say? Was it do you still not get it or some shit like that? I can't remember what you said. It was so good. But yeah.
It's really hard to think both ways at the same time in an episode. It's really hard.
But you do it great. Dashilla.
I think it's gonna be just my suspicion of everyone, because when you was Hawksworth and you was talking about like her backstory and stuff like that, I was literally saying like, she's bullshitting. I know she has to be evil and lying. I don't trust anything that's coming out of her mouth.
That's good. That means I'm doing my job.
We do have a way to confirm that, you know.
There is a way to confirm it.
I know, but still. Also, I wasn't there for it, so.
Joe, jellyfish.
You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say. As I have said repeatedly every single week since Foxworth has joined this party.
lesbian lovers.
Lesbian
It's
lovers.
like the first episode
This
where they
is-
actually talk to. I don't understand.
This is not a story about vampires and finding yourself and your loved ones and cosmic horror. No, this is a story about two young women finding themselves in love through the adversity that is Barovia.
You are something.
Oh god.
My MVP is there was a lot that was great during the session. Really definitely really enjoyed it. I feel like this session had a good balance. But my MVP has to come to my players and my moderators coming to my rescue. Thank you very much. I love you all.
Coming to your rescue.
Yeah. Oh, you might. Oh, Moon didn't see it. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess you could truthfully say now I'm truly a black streamer. But yeah.
Oh. Wow. Great.
But yeah. Unless anyone else has anything else to say, I think it's time we said goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Adieu.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Thanks for traveling with us.
We're done.